In Kenya's political history, one man has mastered the art of the handshake, Raila Odinga. Every election, he fights hard, mobilizes the masses, calls for change, and when tensions rise, a handshake comes in. But what happens before the handshake? Chaos. And after the handshake, power for Raila, suffering for Kenyans. Today, we analyze the pattern of Raila's handshakes and the destruction they leave behind. Since 1998, Raila has shaken hands with 4 different presidents: Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru, and now Ruto. But these handshakes don't come peacefully. They follow a familiar script. Raila disputes election results, mobilizes protests, calls for mass action, and paralyzes the government. Businesses suffer, lives are lost, and the economy takes a hit. Then, after months of instability, he is offered a seat at the table. The promise is always the same: unity and peace.
In the broad-based arrangement that we have, that is inspired not by what is in it for me or him, but how we can close ranks and deal with the issues that affect the people of Kenya.
But what actually happens? Corruption rises, opposition dies, and the ordinary Kenyan gains nothing. In 1997, after losing the election, Raila launched mass protests against Moi's government, demanding constitutional reforms. His supporters disrupted government operations, and in response, Moi offered him a deal. In 1998, Raila merged his NDP party with KANU and became Minister for Energy. What did Kenyans get? Higher fuel prices, while his family's company, Spectra International, expanded in the petroleum sector.
Mon loko ohala, wachandra chanda wadwara dwara kureka wachiem, nyithindo be wan go kaka wakonyre kod onge. Be momiyo waloko ohala e ndara kanyo.
Raila strengthened Moi's regime, but when Moi chose Uhuru Kenyatta as his successor in 2002, Raila was sidelined. His handshake had served only one purpose: his political survival. After the disputed 2007 elections, Raila rejected the results and declared himself the people's president. What followed? The worst political election violence in Kenya's history. Over 1,300 people dead, thousands displaced, businesses burned down. Kenya was on the brink of collapse. The pressure forced Kibaki into a handshake deal, making Raila the prime minister in a grand coalition government. Kenyans hoped for reforms, but what did we get? The maize scandal, kazi kwa vijana funds misused, and government impunity growing stronger. Instead of change, Raila's role in government only made corruption thrive. The 2017 election was another deja vu moment. Raila rejected the results, called for mass protests, and pushed for a repeat election, which he boycotted. After months of unrest, in 2018, he walked into State House for the famous handshake with Uhuru Kenyatta. He promised unity, but instead, he killed the opposition. The handshake led to the expensive BBI initiative, billions wasted, and no meaningful reforms. Meanwhile, Kenyans were left to suffer under rising taxes and corruption. The economy weakened, but Raila was comfortable inside the government. And now in 2024, we see the same script. After months of resisting Ruto's government, calling for maandamano, demanding electoral audits, and pushing for mass action, Raila has taken hands with the very man he opposed. Kenyans are being told it's for the country's good, but we know better. If history has taught us anything, it's that Raila's handshakes never benefit the people, they benefit Raila. Corruption will rise, the opposition will weaken, and Kenya will be left struggling alone. It's time to ask ourselves, is Raila a genuine revolutionary or is he an enemy of the people?